Hello everyone, Storm11 here. Today we'll be taking a look into an ongoing winter storm that's right now going on across portions of the Southern Plains and the Central Plains as well. Could it continue into the Northeast United States? That's everybody's question. But let's go to get started with the HRRR model, which recently today it did get an upgrade to version 4 of the HER model. I don't really know what the difference is about it. One thing I could probably tell is it's a little bit more high res. So that's some good news there. Hopefully, the HRR model will be more accurate um, than its last version as well. So we'll take a look at the HRR model first. So this is pretty much what's going on right now. We got some pretty heavy snow going on across portions of Oklahoma and then into Kansas there, where some areas already picked up over 6 inches of snow across those regions. Well, I've seen reports about an hour or two ago, which is probably higher as of right now. And as we continue on, that snow will likely stick around for a pretty good while, for pretty much the rest of the day, and possibly into early tomorrow morning. Then another area I'm watching very closely here is across a few counties across northwestern Arkansas and southwestern Missouri, where there will be some dynamic cooling going on from those showers and thunderstorms that could produce possibly moderate to heavy snow. It could bring in some snowfall totals across some of those regions, or I should say snowfall accumulations across some of those regions. It does not go throughout the entire run, but it's pretty much brand new with the HRR model from really 12Z and on. So let's actually take a look into here. Oh, look at here, guys. We actually got more hours on it. We're up to 48 hours. That's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. This is the first time I've seen the HRR model in some of its specs, and that's actually pretty nice. Now it goes up to 48 hours. It used to go out to 36 hours, but now it goes out to 48 hours. That's a pretty big improvement for the HRR model. That's actually pretty awesome there. And we'll see, since it goes out a lot further, we should be able to see about the entire event of this here. So, again, snowfall pretty much continuing across western Oklahoma, the panhandle of Texas, and southwestern Kansas. Snow will be heavy at times. You can see some of that dynamic cooling from those showers of thunderstorms going on across portions of Missouri and into Arkansas. And if anybody was living across, especially across central Kentucky, back down across southwestern Ohio, and even central Tennessee, we had a period of heavy snow because of dynamic cooling from those showers and storms. And some of us have got a quick inch of snow across those regions. For me, in central Kentucky, we actually got 1.1 inches, actually the most out of everybody else. And we're talking about the last system that we had very short time ago, the time making this video. But that's what happened, and then fortunately transitioned over back to rain, and all that snow melted, and then we got more snow afterwards. But yeah, it seems like that could be the similar situation going on across portions of Missouri here. And let's actually take a look to some of the snowfall totals from here, and let's actually take a look to snowfall depth here. Now, what snowfall depth is how much snow will actually be on the ground. I believe this indicates the temperatures at the surface. I'm not completely sure if it does that or not. However, what it does is actually show how long that snow can stay on the ground for over past next several days, you know. So that's kind of cool model here, snow depth is. And as you can see here, so we're going to try to put out possibly up to a foot of snow across portions of western Oklahoma there, which it is forecasted to see some snowfall amounts to be up to a foot. But look over to Missouri. We actually got some areas up to an inch in some regions, which I think this is fairly accurate here. And I think if we compare it to total snowfall accumulations, which is something I should be using more often because I literally just found out yesterday. And if it does pretty good, we'll probably use this for like the rest of the winter season. But this is what could snow could fall out of the sky, and you can see big difference, right? Look at these snowfall maps pushing out over 6 inches of snow, and when you look at snow depth, it's only up to an inch. So I may give snow depth a try. If it does pretty well, then we'll probably use this for the next several videos, and this can really help forecasting a lot because my forecast did okay on the last system. It was probably a little bit of a bust for Indiana and portions of Michigan, but really everywhere else, it did a decently good job there as well. But you can see if you compare it for snow depth, it's only showing an inch, but how much snow can fall out of the sky could be 11 inches of snow falling out of the sky. This is due to very warm surface temperatures, and may not cause that much issues on the roads because those roads are going to be very warm. Although the area of concern that could create some issues will be across northwestern Oklahoma, the panhandle of northeastern Texas, and portions of Kansas as well. Yeah, that'll create some travel issues there, and snow will likely stick onto those roads as well. But yeah, big difference here. And it's showing snowfall amounts up to 18 inches across those regions as well. So that being said, we'll be keeping an eye on here. And this is the same system that could bring a winter storm threat across the Northeast, although models have been trending back and forth with this. So we'll start off with the GFS model, the latest run, 12Z. There goes that system that's been bringing in a lot of snow across portions of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and that's going to be eventually going to be moving off. And then, now for anybody that lives into Kentucky here, the only really way if you're going to get snow is that dynamic cooling on the backside of this low pressure system here. And some of that dynamic cooling can happen by some of these thunderstorms here. But that's probably the only way you're going to get snow. But either way, we might not get to see of any accumulations with it. Although some of those higher elevations probably will see some accumulations. You can see they're spinning out some heavy wet snow across the mountains of far eastern Kentucky, portions of West Virginia, and Virginia as well. This model's been going back and forth here, and it's looking to be more of a wet nor'easter. Not really looking to be that snowy. You can see there it finally transitions over to snow across Maine there. But what's also quite interesting here is your polar high is actually up here, and it actually comes in quite late. Another thing to notice is there's actually two different lows at this point here that GFS is showing. Got one right there, got another one right there. So for right now, this is looking to be more of a wet nor'easter, although the low pressure system may really start to take off with its intensity as it goes over the waters, especially when those sea surface temperatures are warm. So it's going to help that system gain some strength and also a lot more moisture with it as well. But again, anybody that lives back across the lower Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley, your only hope is going to be that dynamic cooling, which models have been going back and forth with that. Some models shows a decent amount of snow, some models pretty much nothing. So very high uncertainty across the lower Ohio Valley, but it seems like the models did a better agreement that at least Maine, Vermont, and perhaps New Hampshire can see some snow as well. And let's take a look into the European model. So again, got your winter storm going on back across the portions of the Severn Plains. So we move on to Thursday. Your low really starts to die down. It actually will be fighting between two different systems. There'll be one right here and another one up here. And there's actually a low pressure system around the same time. This actually will be a clipper system across portions of Quebec there. And this is something we've got to pay attention for. And now the European model is probably the strongest, one of the strongest out of the rest here, giving away most of the snow. But look at all that heavy snow across back in New York. And you see the GFS model actually shows pretty much no snow for New York. Meanwhile, the European model shows heavy snow and probably some hefty totals across those regions. You can see eventually everybody will start to get some snow at that point as well. If anybody's interested, let's take a look to some of those snowfall amounts, and you can see there there's a lot. And this is only next 10 days, so it's including by a couple other systems as well, just to keep in mind. Up to 30 inches in a couple regions, although that's likely going to change there as well. Although I think it's a little bit more accurate when we look to the next 5 days. Yeah. See, up to 2 feet in a few areas. I have doubts on that as well, unless walls trend towards that solution. That could be a possibility. Compared to the GFS, well, not a lot of snow, but this is an older run there as well. But I guarantee you, most of the snow is actually across Maine. At that point, it probably shows probably nothing at all across New York State, Pennsylvania, Vermont as well. So, yeah, on that. Let's look into the Canadian model here. So, again, you got your winter storm back across the several plains. And the system here, the Canadian model is actually really backed off the system here. It's actually showing a pretty good amount of snow across Kentucky and Tennessee, but that's eventually backed off there. And then you can see there, again, brings in a pretty good amount of snow across portions of Maine, New Hampshire, and also Vermont as well. And that seems to be the better agreement there for most of the snow looking to be for right now. It's really good to be depending on some of that dynamic cooling and also that polar air that'll be coming in. You can see it, some of that colder air really starts to get wrapped around the storm as well. And you get a little bit of a comet head type of storm, especially if all that moisture really starts to surge in to the cold sector of the low pressure system there as well. This may take a moment, but let's take a look to those snowfall maps. We'll actually zoom in across the northeast here. Show you guys those snowfall mounts from the Canadian here. And this is going to be snow depth, so it's going to be quite different than, snow actually falling out from the sky. This is actually probably more accurate to use than just snowfall accumulation, accumulated snowfall. And as you can see there, could be looking at possibly up to some areas, possibly up to a foot across portions of Maine as well. If you go back to New Hampshire, see up to 7 inches of snow there as well. But this is likely going to change. This is 5 days out, so again, things are likely going to change. Kind of going back to our snowstorm here. This is the National Weather Service forecast over the next 48 hours. So you can see there, even some areas that's already received over 6 inches of snow, you guys could still see 9 more inches of snow as well. So a decent amount of snow is still coming across portions of northwestern Oklahoma. So far, Buffalo, Oklahoma is looking to be the bullseye for right now. And that's where we actually got the report of 6 inches of snow is Buffalo, Oklahoma, which is somewhere in this region here. But it seems like those guys are going to see a lot of snow. Even Woodford, Oklahoma as well, which not long ago they got severe weather, very large hail, and now a week later we got a snowstorm. That's Oklahoma weather for you guys. And going over to Missouri, where we have the possibility for some snow accumulations, you can see there it could be only be as high as an inch in a couple areas, but I think a good chunk of areas will at least see a coating of snow. But isolated areas could see a little over an inch of snow. That's a possibility. You can see there it even expands into southeastern Missouri as well. Although we'll probably see at least a coating of snow across portions of Arkansas and Missouri as well. Here's kind of a little forecast I made here. Don't have a lot of time, so this is what I made here. The pink areas is where we have the highest confidence for winter storm conditions. And that could be anywhere from 3 inches to at least a foot of snow. You can see you got Woodward, Oklahoma, and then you got Buffalo, Oklahoma there as well. Which also ended there as well. And some other small towns as well. Wichita, Kansas could really see anywhere from a coating to possibly up to 3 inches of snow. Then eventually getting into southwestern Missouri and northwestern Arkansas could see a coating to possibly an inch of snow. Some areas could overachieve an inch of snow, but we'll see about that. Back across Amarillo, Oklahoma, I think you guys could there's a chance you guys could see a coating of snow at least. I don't think you guys will see 3 inches, however, but a coating of snow is possible. Then we moved up across the northeast. Now, the blue, the potential is there. I mean, the potential is there. We can see a decent amount of snow across areas in the blue. Areas in the pink, however, we do have the highest confidence for some snow. Although I'm thinking about backing off for New York for now, but this is what we're looking at, for right now. And I think Maine will probably get most of the snow at this point. And we'll see if the malls have a consistency to show that. But we'll see over next runs. I'll definitely have another update on this here very soon. But anyways, guys, this is Ark of you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really do like my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.